Hi, and welcome to this presentation of Bespoke Technology's product design platform. My name is Igal Korkis, and I'm the Chief Technology Officer at Bespoke. And for the purposes of this presentation, we'll be focusing on jewelry. But as you'll come to see, our technology can be applied to many different types of products across a variety of industries. Now, if we look at the retail market today, and specifically the online market, we see a general trend towards offering more customization of products. In fact, large brands such as Nike and IKEA have made this a part of their core strategy. And the research on this topic seems to support this as well. In one survey, 75% of online shoppers said the ability to customize products would influence their purchase. And 35% said they would prefer personalized products over standard ones. It's also been found that customer retention is higher with brands that offer customization, and that it's a significant driver of brand loyalty. Now, with that said, the challenge today with most online retailers when it comes to custom jewelry is that you're really quite limited in terms of what you can actually customize in a particular design. Let's say you're looking to customize an engagement ring. You might be able to change the type of metal or the type of gem, but those are mostly cosmetic changes. Now, if you wanted to add or remove elements, say you wanted additional stones in the center of the ring, or maybe a series of smaller stones along the sides, then you would have to find an entirely different ring that already had those elements in it, and then you would work from there. Not to mention the fact that you can't really see what the final product will look like before you purchase. You might see a stock image of the initial design, or possibly an image with the changes you've selected already applied, but again, it remains a static view of the product, which of course makes it difficult to get a feel for what the final ring will look like. Now, you could turn to an actual jeweler to design your ring, but that process usually involves a lot of back and forth before you settle in on the final design, which adds more time and cost to the whole experience. So we said, what if you could put the design process directly in the hands of the customer so they could create their own custom product without the need for a designer and without any special skills or know-how? And what if you could make this process as simple as a child's game of blocks? That's how the idea for the Bespoke platform came about. So here we have our 3D configurator, which is based on our patent-pending technology, and we're starting with a simple engagement ring in yellow gold with a solitaire diamond setting. And the first thing to note here is that because this is a 3D model of the item, it's much more interactive, and I can view it from various angles. Now, I can also make some basic cosmetic changes. For example, I can change the metal to, let's say, a white gold, or I can change the gem to, let's go with a sapphire. But where things get more interesting is if I start to change elements that affect the geometry of the ring. So if we look at the shoulder of the ring right now, we have a straight taper. But if I change this to a standard, which is more flared out, or a reverse, which is narrower, in both cases, I see my changes applied immediately and rendered on the screen. Now, in the same fashion, if I go ahead and change the size of the ring, or if I change the size of the stone, all of the dimensions and relative proportions on the ring are adjusted. And that includes the setting and the size of the prongs, as well as the shank itself. So all of that is dynamically calculated in real time by the configurator engine based on the changes that I'm making. Another interesting feature is if I switch from a prong setting to a bezel type setting, and then I try to switch to a princess cut stone, the system automatically knows that this type of setting is not compatible with that gem shape. So it's going to limit the options that are available to me. And it actually switches me back automatically to a prong type setting. Now, if I switch back to a gem shape that is compatible, I now have those options available to me again. And again, all of these rules are built into the platform. So as an end user, I don't really need to understand the details of how to construct a ring. I just need to use the tools provided to build the ring that I want. Now, we should note here that this is only a basic version of our configurator with a minimal set of options, but it does give you an idea of how the technology can be applied to a given product space. So you might be wondering how the Bespoke platform differs from computer-aided design or CAD software, and there are actually some significant differences to note. First, in terms of usability, traditional CAD software is pretty complex and difficult to master. It usually requires quite a bit of training and experience to become proficient, and it's typically used by engineers or designers. The Bespoke platform, on the other hand, is meant to be used by anyone. It's simple and intuitive, and because it's cloud-based, it can be accessed from any computer with a web browser. In terms of design knowledge, with a traditional CAD, the understanding of the complex design rules and relationships between objects is usually in the mind of the domain expert using the software. With the Bespoke solution, all of that is built into the platform. So as we add objects and rules to the configurator engine, the number of products that can be created grows exponentially. Lastly, in terms of e-commerce capability, well, of course, with a traditional CAD, none of that is possible since it's intended to be used in a standalone fashion. Our platform, however, can easily be integrated with other websites or e-commerce applications to create a complete end-to-end solution from design to ordering to manufacturing. And with that, we'll conclude our presentation. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. Please do keep in mind that what we've shown here is only a small part of what is possible with our technology, and we welcome you to reach out to us with any questions or feedback you might have. Thanks for watching.